Ladies and gentlemen, this Chicago Bulls team is rolling right now. They have won their 5th straight game, which is for the first time they've been able to do that since 2017. That was back when Fred Hoiberg was still coaching the Bulls and Lauri Markkanen was in his rookie season. Look, I know the Hawks are shorthanded. The Bulls are shorthanded too. Really, every team is around the league, but the Hawks in particular are feeling it the most right now. So obviously, as Bulls fans, we can't get too ahead of ourselves right now. But look, if you watched this game tonight, you know that this is more than just going against a shorthanded Hawks team. Besides, Trae Young and Clint Capella were still playing, but it's more than just their last 2 games against the Hawks. It's really been watching them in this current 5-game winning streak and just how in sync they are on offense, how everything is flowing so well. Everyone is in rhythm, having fun, moving the ball around, playing team basketball, and boy have the Bulls been shooting at an incredible rate during this winning streak. The Bulls improved to 22-10, and now they look ahead as they'll hopefully be getting Lonzo ball back this weekend. So what's going on, everyone? You were listening to Bulls Central here. Hope you're all doing well. This game was kind of crazy because the Bulls were shooting lights out throughout the first half, but up until about 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter, the Hawks were somehow keeping up with them to where the Bulls' lead was minimal. In fact, at one point, the Hawks were down only 1 point with around 5 minutes left to go in the second, and by halftime, the Bulls were up 21 points. They went on an insane 23-3 run to close out the half, and the Bulls never looked back from there. They never let up. They kept the energy up. They kept the pace up, the hustle and defense, with some insane blocks and fighting for loose balls, which you have to love seeing if you're a Bulls fan, because we have seen fairly often where the Bulls take a big lead, they get a little lazy and complacent, and the opposing team goes on a run to make it a close game. Generally, it hasn't mattered that much because the Bulls have been able to close out the games, unlike last season where they would blow massive leads in the fourth quarter. And I know this final score looks like it was a closer game than it actually was, but the Bulls were in complete control throughout this one ever since going on that run in the second quarter. And what you had to love seeing from this game as well is that everyone was getting involved. Everyone was active on both ends of the floor. You saw balanced scoring throughout. Don't get me wrong, I love it when DeMar and Zach combine for 60 or 70 points, but I would much prefer a game with balanced scoring where everyone is getting in on the action and having some of the younger guys get some run and development as well. Now, I want to start with Coby White, because I feel like Coby had to have seen my hot takes video from earlier today, in which I titled it, "Is Coby White playing his way out of the Chicago Bulls?" Obviously, I know he didn't actually watch it, but as you guys know, I have been a little more critical and when it comes to Coby White recently, and I don't think that it's unjustified, but boy, did he shut me up in this game. And of course, now that video didn't age very well. This was the kind of game we needed from Coby. This was what we have been wanting to see from Coby in order for this team to be even deeper in that second unit. I know he started tonight, but I say the second unit because we all know when Lonzo comes back, Coby will be coming back off the bench. But Coby was on point tonight, no pun intended, given he was starting at point. Coby finally shot the ball well. It wasn't crazy efficiency like what you would see from, say, Lavine or DeRozan, but one of the better shooting nights for him that we have seen thus far. He was more confident in his approach, more aggressive in getting to the basket, but above all, what was the most impressive piece from Coby tonight was his passing and running of the offense. I kept harping on him the last couple of games in which he combined for 1 assist in the last 2 games. Yes, 1 assist. And then tonight, he comes out and gets 12 dimes. Coby scored 17 points on 6 for 14 shooting. He was plus 13. He was productive. He was impacting both ends of the floor. And that's important to note because he was actually playing solid defense as well. And I hope we continue seeing more of this from Coby because, again, I've been talking about this since last season. The biggest issue with Coby is his consistency. Can he start putting up games like this on a nightly basis, or at least something close to it anyway? Javonte Green put up 14 points tonight. Another great game for him. He was muscling his way to the hoop and drawing contact and getting to the line. You know, Casey Johnson at halftime was talking about how this is yet another reason why this front office is so calculated in their approach in snagging Javonte and that trade that was really centered around Daniel Tice, and Green has suddenly emerged as that gem from the trade. Green was a plus 24 tonight in box plus minus, a team high, by the way, and you can't get over some of the highlight level dunks that he's able to put up. Nikola Vuchevich, yet again, another very strong and active game for him. It finally looks like Vuch has turned a corner, as he's now been able to string multiple games together that are starting to look like his all-star level self. He had a season-high 20 rebounds tonight, and Adam Amin mentioned this in the broadcast, or maybe it was actually Stacey King, I can't remember, that this is the first Bulls player to tally 20 rebounds since Pau Gasol in 2016. Just incredible. Not only that, but Vucevic scored 16 points on 8 for 14 shooting, and he also had 3 steals. It's funny because people often talk about how Vucevic's numbers on offense have fallen off, yet this is one of the best seasons of his career on the defensive end. And of course, how about Zach Lavine, man? Looking at his stat line, I was surprised to see that he actually missed 3 shots tonight because it seemed like he made everything that he was putting up. Zach scored 25 points on 10 for 13 shooting, 5 for 7 from 3. That is insane efficiency, and you combine that with the last 2 games that he's had, Zach is finding himself back on track to hit that 50-40-90 club that he was so close to getting to last year. And even DeMar DeRozan, who had a little quieter night for him, he still scored 20 points on 8 for 18 shooting. Like, that was the Bulls' worst shooting output on an individual level, and he was still damn near 50% from the field. He also had 8 assists and 4 rebounds to go along with his 20 points. And how about some of these guys off the bench? Literally everyone scored. Everyone in the box sheet scored tonight for the game for the Bulls. I love it. Io, our guy Io, just continues to show that maturity and poise for a rookie. Not only did he have 14 points on 6 for 7 shooting, but the dude was putting the clamps on Trae Young and locking him up tonight, where you saw Trae getting frustrated and getting some bad shots up as a result. Young, another high scoring night, but a high volume shooting night. He shot 10 for 23 and 2 for 7 from the field. Like the last game, Io was by far the best in terms of locking him up on defense. Great to see it from your 2nd round pick rookie. Tyler Cook also showed out well yet again tonight. 10 points on 5 for 6 shooting, and how about that posterizing dunk in the first half? That was incredible. I didn't know that guy had it in him. Troy Brown Jr. looked good tonight. Matt Thomas has been stroking it with much more confidence from deep. And even your boy McClung in his first NBA game was able to get a bucket. By the way, you guys know one of my sponsors is benchmob.com. Show some love for the Benchmob. Get yourself some Benchmob gear from benchmob.com. And if you use my code BULLCENTRAL20, you will get 20% off your order exclusively for this channel. I'll leave a link to the site and my code in the description. But anyway, looking at some of these numbers from the stat sheet, it's kind of insane. Some of the percentages the Bulls were able to put up tonight. They were 62% from the field as a team, and they shot 46% from 3. One of the best shooting nights of the season for the Bulls, and it's the 3rd game of their last 4 in which they have scored over 130 points. All of that high-octane offense we talked about prior to the start of the season, that is now kicking into high gear, and it's still remaining in conjunction with their hard-nosed defense. The Bulls also had 38 assists tonight, also a season high as a team. They still remain undefeated this season when they tally 30 or more assists in a game. Ball movement. It's what makes this team so deadly because they can be so fast in transition, and with multiple scoring threats, it makes defenses impossible to keep up with them for the full 48 minutes. The Bulls are off tomorrow, and then they'll be back at it in a back-to-back game, first in Indy and then off to DC to face the Wizards. Can the Bulls keep the winning streak alive? If they keep playing like tonight, they certainly will. Let me know how you guys felt about tonight's game in the comments, and as always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan, as I do post daily Bulls content. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.